Hey guys, on my mind today is feature comparisons in the video model space. Now, I already know that this is going to age poorly because I already think it has aged poorly because by the time this goes out to YouTube, other ones are going to launch. And so this is going to be aged very poorly for that, as well as it might be a terrible comparison because features are one thing and then model output quality is another thing, and maybe even model coherence or alignment or a model understanding what you mean is a whole nother thing. And so this is not accounting for that. This is purely based on features, which I think is one way to think about this whole space. Like, and one way we should be thinking about the space because these are tools that are evolving every day. And so let's dig into it really quick. And again, like, this is going to age poorly. Also, I'm no journalist. I used to be a journalist, but I'm no journalist. So this is almost like, hey, journalists, go out there and do that comparison because we need someone to actually objectively do a comparison of all these features. So here we go. This is my chart. I made this chart recently, shortly after Sora and VO2 launched. Although even now, I haven't even played with VO2, so hard for me to say. But these are all the features that I have seen, and of course, it's imperfect, right? Because most professional AI creators are not judging based on features because what's useful to them is grabbing an image and inputting it out into video or doing text to video and that being useful enough. And so like having all these features, is it actually useful or not? To what extent is it useful, etc.? Unclear, right? Depending on depends on who you are. But let's talk about them. So first of all, text to video, simple and easy. That is what everybody has. That's just text prompting that's leading into a video. Then you got image to video, which most people also have, which in the beginning day era, it was, the one that everybody wanted but didn't have. So basically taking a Midjourney or Dolly or Flux image and putting that into video and turn that into video. That is, these are the two main things that everybody does care about first of all. And a lot of people don't even go beyond that, right? If you're just generating an image and then your video model does exactly what you want it to do in video, why bother with any of these other features, right? Then you got keyframing, right? And we can jump into some examples here. Like Dream Machine has some great keyframing features, Sora as well. So like with Luma, you can essentially just like add an image like so. And then I have another frame here, as you can see there. And then, well, actually, can you see that? There you go. You can see that now. Sorry, guys. And so let me make this a little bit more sizable here so you can see everything. There you go. So, and then with Sora, you can do multiple keyframes in a storyboard, right? So you can like essentially just add even video as well here. So that's very specific. 2+ keyframes. Sora is the only one that has that. Then Motion Brush, which is interesting because I believe Runway had this in the early days, but has since cut it. Doesn't have Motion Brush, which essentially allows you to direct an object or a character or a setting to change its direction or what have you. So if you can like draw motions here. So for example, I can grab an image, let's say this interior design image, and it takes a second to load, unfortunately. Sorry, folks, while we wait for everything to come back up. All right, come on now. Well, anyway, you can use these areas. So you got 6 areas here, and I think that's more than what Runway had originally. And so like you can like basically select this and then tell the track like direction it would go, right? And that's going to animate like that essentially. So that's Motion Brush. Then you got lip syncing, which I think Runway Act 1 probably right now is the market leader. And then there are other ones like Hedra and heygen.com, which are very specifically lip syncing, right? They're like, that's their only thing, versus these models where, Runway wants to have a full suite. And so they also have lip syncing in here. And I would say Runway also has lip syncing with active background. So Hedra and heygen don't allow you to essentially, unless it's changed, again, won't age well, where the backgrounds are static, right? And so they allow you to very expressively change the face, but unfortunately do not allow you to have an active background. Then you got camera control via text prompting, which everybody basically has. If you got text to video, you got image to video, everybody's probably got that. In fact, I got to put VO2 in there, even though I haven't played with it. FreePic obviously got that as well. And Nimda video got that as well. Krea's got that as well. Hunyon's got that as well. So, and then camera control manual, which is not common. So Runway does have this, right? Runway allows you to essentially move the camera around a subject or an object, and that's pretty cool. It can kind of swerve around the object. Nobody else currently has that. So Runway has a very full suite of features. They've been in the game arguably the longest, and so they have a lot of controls. Now, Luma also has camera control via text prompting, which is pretty cool, where I can, like, if I type in camera here, it'll pull up this. But that's also kind of like very specific, and in a way all of them kind of have that, even though Luma does help you with the text prompting. Then there's multi-video creation. So in fact, I might put Sora in there. Like, so multi-video creation, meaning that can you create multiple videos at the same time? And so, like, if you go into, let's say, Hailua, which does have that. So Hailua does have that. So here I can go into Hailua, I can create, and then I can click on here to up the amount of the quantity of videos that I want to create, right? So that's pretty cool. So Sora kind of has that in the sense that you can, but you can't spam the button. Runway allows you to spam the button. So like if I go into Runway and I am, oops, sorry. If I go into Runway, if I go into the generative session here, I can literally just like drop an asset or create something here, and I can just spam the generate button like a bunch of times, and that will allow me to create like a bunch of videos at the same time. So that is definitely multi-video generation. And Pika Labs and others do not, right? So it's a little harder sometimes to get multiple, but I have to say Hailua's kind of drop down menu essentially here, which allows you to do multiple, is pretty cool, right? I can do 5-shot all at once, right? Quick recreate also Hailua has, like here, this is a very specific feature where I can just click on here and I can recreate, and it also brings in my old prompt, right? So like if I don't have, let's see here, like here, mouth swallows pills, I click on recreate, it brings this prompt in here as well. Sora kind of has that in a way, right? But it's kind of nested. So like if I go into my videos, I click in on here, then I can have my storyboard is right here, and I can essentially go back in here. I can recreate. It's a little nested, but it's definitely because they want to give you that granularity in the storyboard. And that's about it. Kling also has quick recreate, especially in Krea. So I mean, Krea is awesome for kind of housing all the different features in there. But like if I'm in the video generate feature, I can, not only can I generate like a bunch at a time, but I can also like, you know, do a quick recreate, right? I can use reuse parameters and generate. So that's all useful, like kind of like, you know, like better, you know, slight improvements that help you a little bit here and there. And then there's all the Sora features. So maybe this feature comparison is a little biased to Sora, but you know, not necessarily more features. Like I said in the beginning of the video, not necessarily more features means better generations, right? Like arguably Hailua and Google VO2 allegedly have better outputs based on little controls, but Sora, I have to say, does have a lot of controls that get really granular and is very impressive, right? So storyboard, recut, remix, blend, upscale, I've done, and presets, all of that I've already done like videos about. And of course, the big kahuna that everybody wants is character consistency. Now you could argue Sora has character consistency, but I'd say Pika Labs and FreePic are the two that are very good at this, because FreePic allows you to train a LoRa, and Pika Labs has this kind of elements feature, which is pretty cool. If you go into Pika and you check out their elements tab here, you click on, or sorry, ingredients. You click on their ingredients tab, you can essentially like upload a character and then regenerate that character. So like in the example here, you know, I put my dog, which it kind of fumbled the dog a little bit, but it put me and the dog in there. So pretty cool. It's kind of definitely warpy as well, but it's maybe the most consistent one of the bunch by far, and they've emphasized it as a thing. So that gives you a sense of kind of all the features and that I think are currently available in the video model space. Let me know if I've kind of missed any. And of course, like there are more competitors out there, and a lot of them are kind of generic. I would say like Runway and Sora, if we can put these two together, like they are the market leaders in terms of feature sets right now, with maybe Kling and Hailua kind of close second and third, and then maybe even Pika up here just because of their character consistency, which is really unique, right? So, um, I think again, like I'm no journalist, although I was, but I think someone else could do a much more thorough breakdown than myself. But this is just kind of starting the conversation around features and what I think matters in the space. And I think we're gonna get more granular over time because people are gonna want very very specific things, right? It's like the path of Photoshop. Ultimately, you want that super high granularity of like being able to change, make sure that the A in Coca-Cola is not messing up, or and that's like commercial ready, right? And I want the character that I have to always have four fingers, right, or five fingers, right, and for that not to change from shot to shot and have that granularity. And the more control that people are going to get, that's going to be reflected in the features that we are going to see in these models. So I think that's going to be really interesting, how that evolves. But this is again will not age well. There's a lot that is worth covering in the space, and a lot of evolution we're going to see in the next year. 2025 is going to be wild. So looking forward to all the changes that all these companies are going to do, and how are they going to keep up in terms of model outputs and feature sets and all this kind of stuff. So curious what you guys think. If I missed anything, let me know. And thanks guys for watching. Talk to you soon.